Yeah, what's going on, y'all? It's Dan TV. And you know what, man? I want to I want to talk about the Warriors for a second, man. I want to talk about Stephen Curry. And I just think this ain't going to be too long. Quick video. See him at work. But anyway, man, I want to talk about Stephen Curry for a second. I just think it's unfair that people are throwing him under the. I feel like it's unfair that they're throwing Stephen Curry under the bus. It's not his fault. I gotta blame Warriors management for this debacle that's going on. That they knew in the off season. Wiseman is a kid. He's 19 years old. You know, it's gonna take him a couple of years to grow up. Okay? You didn't try to get no veterans that could help. You were cheap, but then the problem is that the Warriors are cash strapped right now. You're paying what? You're paying Steph 40. You're paying Draymond, what, 20? You're paying Wiggins, who's doing nothing right now, 28. And you're paying Clay 35 mil. So they have no money to get nothing else. Then you got players like Wanamaker, you got Kevon Looney, you got Kent Bazemore. This roster is going nowhere, man. They're a walking lottery team. And I think a lot of Warrior fans are in denial that those championship days, that's over now. You know, they rebuilding. And what I would do next year is I would just gut this roster. I would keep Steph, and I would try Clay, and you know, but I just think that I don't know. And I would just gut the roster, and I would just get rid of everybody else. That they just need to start all over. Maybe keep Draymond, and I would just start all over. Just clean and gut. You know, why they keep hanging on to Kevon Looney? Well, I don't understand. This guy is trash. I tried to be nice. I tried to be patient with Kevon Looney, but he's trash. He shows me nothing. He's just, how can he be on the NBA roster? He does nothing in games. He stays hurt. He doesn't have good footwork. I mean, he's trash. This roster is trash. And they're not going to go far. They need to just go head on and see what they can do with that Wiggins salary, because $28 million for what I saw yesterday, that's a joke. So how can you blame Stephen Curry? He has nothing to work with. You can only go as far as the team. It's a team game. When people gonna fail to realize that if you have nothing, how can he work? He has nothing. They have no shooting at all. Kelly can't shoot. Wiggins can't shoot. And then everybody talking about, well, Draymond coming back tomorrow against the Bulls. He can't shoot at all. Last year was embarrassing, man. Teams was leaving him for 2 years now. Teams been leaving Draymond open because they know he ain't got no confidence. He can't shoot. It's a mess. It is a mess. So you gonna blame Stephen Curry because management didn't go out there and get the help they needed? They needed a legitimate center. They need to get a veteran center, and they didn't do it. They came off the bench. They need a veteran point guard. Wanamaker is cool, but he's average. Why they didn't go get Rondo? Why you don't go get Scruder? But you couldn't pay nobody. So now they stuck. I mean, they rebuilding. They might be a lot. They're going to get lottery picks. So my thing is, how can you blame Stephen Curry for this? It's not his fault. They have nothing. He has nothing to work with. Look at that team they got out there yesterday. They look pathetic. Eric Paschall, they need to move him. Because he's too slow to be a forward, but he's too big. He's too slow to be a small, but he's too small to be a power. I mean, I don't know what Eric Paschall doing, but he need to get it together. This team is a mess. Jordan Poole, he comes off the bench. He's giving you nothing. They have no depth. They have no shooting. So it's Stephen Curry's fault. And I'm not making no excuses for him either, because he needs to take over. Yes, I'll call him out too. But at the end of the day, it's not his fault. It's not all his fault. It's management. Because why would you pay Andrew Wiggins all that money? You could have got you something better than what you had. Better than Wiggins. He shows nothing. So why people always, I seen a few videos where people talking about, Stephen Curry, he ain't no real leader. He ain't no real, but you can only go by the team you got. And they have nothing. This team has no bigs. They got Wiseman, but it's going to take him a few years to get adjusted. They have no shooting. They have no rebounding. They play no defense. I mean, look at Andrew Wiggins yesterday. His defense was terrible yesterday. Chris Middleton did whatever he wanted. He wanted to do whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. I looked at the game yesterday. And, it's about coaching. Let's get on Steve Kerr. Is Steve Kerr really the coach that they really need? I mean, is he really a good coach, or was he just a benefit of a good Warriors roster? Because it's really starting to show. I don't care about talent. I care about effort. I care about heart. They didn't play no defense yesterday. It's just like they quitting, man. They played no defense yesterday. And they got roasted. Kyrie Irving. It was embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. Kyrie Irving just did whatever he wanted to do when he wanted to do it. Kevin Durant. He was just getting to a spot. They won't try to knock him down. They won't do nothing. Just let him score, right? It's sad. It's sad that, but Steve Kerr is now getting exposed. He's not the great coach that everybody said he is. Who wouldn't be great with Curry, Thompson, and Durant, and Bogut, and Iggy, and Sean Livy? Who wouldn't be great with that? It ain't hard to take that team. He took over Mark Jackson's job from him. He took his job, and basically, I'm correct that. He took Mark Jackson's team and ran with it. 2014-15, they were already ready to go to win a championship. So he stepped in the perfect situation. Had a good backcourt, had several big men, had all-stars. They were ready. So now, what are the Warriors gonna do? Do you think they need to fire Steve Kerr? Yeah, he won 3 titles, but that was then. What about now? I mean, it's crazy. It is crazy. It's crazy. that people really blame Stephen Curry for what's going on. And it's not all his fault. Some of it's his fault, but majority is management. You spend all this money on these players. You can't even go get nobody else. They in trouble. And then they got Chicago tomorrow. That's not going to be no easy game. I mean, it might be a little close, but we got to see. We got to see what Chicago going to come with. Because, I don't know. They lose against Chicago. It's time to push the panic button. They might be going to another. They're going to turn into another lottery team. They're going to be another lottery pick. I mean, they have no money. They have no. They have no. How can you with no money? But everybody running around talking about Stephen Curry this and Stephen Curry that. It's not his fault. He don't have no team around him. How you supposed to win with no team? You only as good as a general is only as good as his soldiers. How can you win without a team? When he had players around him, what he was? What, 3-time champ? What, 4-time All-NBA? Two-time NBA MVP, most valuable player? I mean, I can tell you. We had a team around him. But you can't produce if you ain't got nobody around you. You can't. That's just life, period. You only as good as your soldiers. And they're wounded. They're depleted. This team is depleted. This team has no future. This team is going nowhere. They need next year, they need to just blow this whole thing up and start all over. Moving pieces. And what I would do, Klay Thompson, don't come back healthy next year. I think what they might want to do is, I mean, this might sound crazy, but I think what they might need to do, he had a torn ACL, he had a torn meniscus, he'll never be the same no more. Why not trade the guy, and I know he's beloved in the Bay Area. You know, we all love Klay Thompson for what he does, and he's a great player for us, the NBA community, for the Bay Area, but let's just, let's stop thinking with our hearts and think with our eyes. You paying him $35 million for 2 years in a row sitting on the bench? He done make $70 million in 2 years, and you can't even use the guy. Why not go out there and try to get something for him? Because he's never going to be the same. You're trying to build for the future. And it going to show you that his health is starting to betray him. Because, I mean, look at him now. Warriors look pitiful the other night, man. They look pitiful yesterday. I mean, what they going to do? $70 million, Klay Thompson and made $70 million 2 years. 2 years, $70 million. And he's not even on the court. That's been money you could have got something else with. Then you didn't want to go after James Harden. Why not? For these bozos? But see, the thing is this. It's about pride, man. All that pride. Where is it getting you? Getting your ass kicked? It'd have been if you'd have got Harden, that'd have been help. That could have been a piece that could have helped you. At least you'd have had that could help Steph. But now you got these bozos. You got Kelly and you got Andrew Wiggins. The two stooges come in and do nothing. Look at the game yesterday. They kept shooting 3-pointers. Drive to the basket. Even Kevon Looney was out there shooting 3-pointers. Kevon is a scrub, man. It's sad the direction that this team is going. And they're in trouble. They're not going to get, they might be losing for the next 4-5 years. Can you repeat that? But that's all I want to talk about. So I just don't understand. And I'm gonna say this before I get off this video. You look at Stephen Curry, but he has nobody around him. He has nothing around him. That team is depleted. They have no future. What future did this team have? They did not try to go out there and get this man. No help. How you supposed to win with no help? They're not going nowhere. Y'all want to sit around and point and throw Steph under the bus? Yeah, Draymond come back tomorrow, but what good is that gonna do you? Your problem is he's a great defender, but he can't score. And that's what I don't understand about the Warriors. I'm gonna get on this. I'm a little long-winded on this one. But why would you pay a role player why you give a role player $100 million? A role player $100 million contract. You tell me that. A guy that can't even hit a jump shot to save his life. A guy that guy in Brooklyn right now, that's the MVP of the league right now. Because he looks unstoppable right now, man. Him and Kyrie, I underestimated them. They might be in the finals. Kevin Durant right now, to me, is the best player in the NBA. And Draymond ran him away with his mouth. You could have had him. It would have been a lot more closer. I never passed the pass. But part of him leaving was Draymond's mouth. And like they say, pride comes with the fall. All that pride you got, all them jokes at the parade that Bob Myers was making about KD, you didn't appreciate him. Now he's going somewhere else and shining. Look at you now, lottery team. Can't get nobody else. Sad, man. It is sad. What happened to the Warriors? You can't get nobody else. Everybody else, you strapped. Cap, the salary cap, you can't afford nobody. So you gotta go get Watermaker, Bazemore, all these rejects. I'm sorry. But yet people want to blame Stephen Curry for this nonsense. The last 2 games, you didn't got beat by over 75 points the last 2 games? But it's Stephen Curry's fault. They have no bigs, they have no shooting, they have nothing. But it's his fault, right? I'm gonna watch the game tomorrow with Chicago. And we're gonna see what the Warriors gonna do tomorrow. And this Chicago team, they lost to Atlanta. Last time I checked, they lost to Atlanta the other night. I don't know, it was getting beat pretty bad. But if they lose this game in Chicago, no doubt they're gonna be a lottery team. I don't think they're gonna win that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Chicago's gonna get a win Sunday tomorrow. Warriors might be 0-3. And they got Detroit. They might lose that. And you gotta think on top of that. You got Western Conference, you got the Lakers, you got Portland, you got the Clippers, you got Denver, you got Utah, Sacramento then got better, Phoenix, they got Devin Booker and Chris Paul. Sacramento with De'Aaron Fox. The Western Conference is an animal. And Steph Curry has to play with this garbage, man. They lucky if they win 12 games this year. They're not making the playoffs. They're not going anywhere. But I got to blame Draymond for that, too. Draymond, if he would have kept his mouth shut, you still might have this 7-foot man playing with you right now. But I just want to talk about that, man. We'll see what's gonna go on tomorrow. It's Dame TV. Holla.